Is working on the YouTube connection. And we are almost live. Okay, very good. So we are live on YouTube, everybody. So I want to welcome everybody who is watching over on YouTube. Please go ahead and put your name and location into the chat over there as well. Let us know how you're doing today. And if you're watching this later as a recording on YouTube, please write in the chat, write in the comments, tell us where you are in the world and how are you. And so let me welcome a few people who are here with us on Zoom. Welcome Cynthia in Oklahoma, Lisa in Ottawa, Canada, Barbara in North Carolina, Ms. Rusty in Colorado. Welcome Ina in California, Teresa in California. So wonderful to have you all on with us today. Welcome Sharon in Cape Town, South Africa, Corina in the Netherlands, and many more people we have on today here. So welcome everybody on Zoom and everybody on YouTube. I am Jocelyn Starfeather, and I am so excited to share this very special presentation with you today. So I'm going to, first of all, just mention that we will be announcing a new teacher and a new course today in the Quantum School. So this is the Global School for Quantum Evolution. And we have here with us our wonderful multi-galactic course managers. We have Ami Sohi. Hi, Ami. And Kathleen Bauer. Hi, Kathleen. And so as part of the Quantum School, we are bringing forward amazing paradigm shifting teachers to you. And that is why we have Dr. Enolia Foti here today. She is an incredible wisdom keeper and Indigenous lineage carrier. So welcome, Dr. Enolia. It is such an honor to have you here with us today. And so I'll just mention that Dr. Enolia is, they're having power cuts where she's located, so the power is out. So we're working with the technology today. So she's here, but she might be confirming the connection. So Dr. Enolia, whenever you're able to, go ahead and say hi to everybody. And in the meantime, I will introduce you and your work to everyone here. So Dr. Enolia Foti is an award-winning international speaker, social entrepreneur, energetic life and business coach, and author, dedicated to helping individuals and organizations unlock their full potential for transformative success. With a deep commitment to making a positive global impact, she provides invaluable experience to elevate both businesses and lives. Enolia's unique perspective is rooted in her extensive studies of energy with Indigenous elders from around the world. Learning from elders representing Native American and Canadian, African, New Zealand, South American, and European nations, she has absorbed ancient wisdom and traditions, enriching her soul to assist others in shifting and enlightening their inner wisdom. Enolia's commitment to youth advocacy has earned her prestigious titles, including International Peace Ambassador from the United Nations, Ambassador for Human Rights by the World Assembly for Peace, and recognition for human rights and ambassadorship from the International Interdisciplinary Innovation Center of Life, Alliance of the People of the World. Embrace Enolia's expertise for unwavering devotion to your success. With her guidance, you can harness transformational power, unlock inner wisdom, and leave a lasting impact on the world. So we are just truly honored to bring Dr. Enolia here to you today. Now, it looks like her connection may have dropped, so we'll hang on for a moment because I feel that this is all going to work today, but we're just having, it's Mercury retrograde. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties here at the beginning. I have a good practice that we can do in the meantime, and this is really useful during Mercury retrograde. So we can say the mantra. This is the Sanskrit mantra to Mercury. We can all say this together, and I will guide you. Now on the Zoom chat, I just put the mantra to Mercury in the chat, and over on YouTube, let me just bring up the window so I can give this to you on the YouTube chat as well. And Oh, okay, she's here. Hold on one second. See, we didn't even need to say it. Let me find you, Dr. Enolia. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to bring you over. And let's say the mantra to Mercury in the meantime. So that the way that this sounds is Om Hrim Buddhaya Namaha. And you can see the spelling of it in the Zoom chat. I'll put it in the YouTube chat in a minute. So say it with me, and we can say it 3 times. And we're calling upon Mercury, we're honoring Mercury, and we're asking for him to be kind and smile upon us here. So Om Hrim Buddhaya Namaha. Om Hrim Buddhaya Namaha. Om Hrim Buddhaya Namaha. Thank you, dear Mercury. Thank you for being with us today. And please support our endeavor here with the technology. Okay. So let's see. It seems like it did not work. Let's try again to bring her over. And I think she rejoined by audio only. We'll see. Thank you all for your patience. We'll get this all working in just a minute or two. Okay, so Dr. Nolia, I'm trying to bring you over as a panelist, but it's saying that you declined to be promoted. So I think you need to click on the button that's popping up and say yes to being promoted to a panelist, because that's the only way I can bring you over here to share your presentation. Let me write. Sorry, everybody. Thanks for your patience. Get it worked out. Okay, I think it's, there we go. There she is. Yay. Okay, welcome, Dr. Enolia. Okay, it seems like it's breaking a bit. Okay, it seems like the connection might not be strong enough.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Dr. Nolia, we're not able to hear you. It seems like the connection is not strong enough. I'm wondering if you could rejoin using the phone number that I sent you by email. Just rejoin audio only. Yeah, we cannot hear. We cannot make out your words. But so, Dr. Nolia, if you could rejoin using the phone number that I sent you. Then that would work. And yeah, I know it says that she's muted, but it's odd because I can hear.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, I'm hoping that she will rejoin using just the phone number. So let's hang on, everybody. Thank you all for your patience. This is what we do during Mercury retrograde. We figure it out as we go with all the technology involved. So I would love to hear in the chat, how are you doing today? We are in such a powerful time. Nancy, your natal Jupiter is at 21 degrees Taurus. Wow. That's a fabulous place to have your Jupiter right now. That's great. I love it. Yeah. So this Saturday, we will have the exact Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. If you haven't seen my April through July astrology forecast, go check it out. It's also on my YouTube channel, but not until after you see Dr. Enolia today. Lots of exciting things are happening right now in April. So welcome, Leslie. Okay, I see you. Hello. Hello, Enolia.
Hello. And my power came back on, so I will be able to join you properly. Yes.
Oh,
Thank
great.
you
The
so much.
mantra has worked.
Let me just
That's
get the
great.
power back on. Yes.
Yay, we can really see you and hear you. This is amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we take our time and it's all beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. Thank
Yay.
you.
This is so exciting. Well, I will just turn it right over to you, Enolia. I just want to say we are so honored to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on, joining us, and sharing this beautiful work that you do with us. I can't wait to hear what you will share today. And so glad we can see you and hear you again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm really, really grateful for this wonderful team. So a special thank you to Jocelyn Starr for having me. My name is Dr. Enolia Foti, and I'm going to speak to you today about the Empower, Achieve, Succeed, EAS, methodology and mindset. It's not just a masterclass of a program, but it is a mindset. And why is it a mindset? Each one of us goes through life and we reach a precipice of when we come to the conclusion that we're not happy, or how did I arrive at this spot in life? Or how did I arrive at this moment in time? And I'm not getting what I want out of life. Whether it's that you want to be this grand entrepreneur, whether it's what you want your corporate career to align, or maybe you're trying to walk away from those scenarios. Maybe it's that in your personal life, you're always in drama and you want to change and shift the way that you're seen or the way that you're perceived. We deal with judgments every day. We deal with so many different types of things that, well, frankly, we create stories about. And when we lead with our emotions and we are on that emotional roller coaster and we want to get off, how do we get off? I've always said that the Empower, Achieve, Succeed, or EAS, this mindset is literally a foundation that we stand on. It's a foundation of understanding that everything that we need is not external to us, but within us. All that we need is within us, inside. So if you're at that point in life, or if you're at a place in life where you want to shift your life, where you want to change the way the direction is going, where you want to take a leap, but you're not quite sure how to take that leap because there's financial impact, there's repercussions in the respect that everyone sees you potentially one way, and you're ready to deep dive and do something else, but you're not quite sure where to begin and how to start. It starts within you, and it starts right here, and how you choose to perceive life and how you stand in the strength of your own foundation. Empower, Achieve, Succeed, EAS, was developed by me because I actually took the culmination of my leap and my deep dive into self and structured it such that it's based on 7 principles that we already possess. How we navigate through life is of our own accord. Do we navigate through life in an emotional array of reactions, or do we navigate life understanding that we are actually navigating? That if we notice how we move through certain situations and that we don't have to move through the situation traumatized, we don't have to move through the situation in drama, and that we have control of our own emotions as we guide and navigate what we're doing, that this can actually be to our strength and not a weakness. That when we take a look at what aspect is leading us through the navigation of the situation in life, and is that aspect serving us, is a question we need to be asking ourselves. Do we create stories where stories shouldn't be, instead of allowing information to unfold so that as we are told the facts, that we haven't already drawn conclusions, that we haven't already created a story that says this is how it's going to look and this is how it's going to end, self-sabotaging the very thing that we want? Are we able to take pause before we make a decision? All these things are a culmination of parts of the foundation that we do as we navigate the power of our words and understanding that our words are extremely meaningful, which is principle 1. Understanding what our words mean, understanding the impact our words have, and understanding how words have an impact on us, and not at a superficial level, but in a way to command oneself. And then how to redefine fear. What does fear mean to you? How do we deal with fear? How do we work around fear? How do we move through fear? Which is principle number 2. We are able to define and then redefine that which we are afraid of. Whether it's confrontation, whether it's trauma, no matter what the fear is, we can move the boundary of fear when we choose. Principle number 3 that we work with out of the 7 principles for self-mastery created by the EAS system is judgment does not define me. We judge and we receive judgments. How do you give away your power when a judgment is taken place? Do you give away your power when a judgment's taken place? Do you recognize that you do? Again, a culmination of perceptions, judgments that are taking place can define us if we allow it to. Do we realize when we're giving away our power in a judgment? And then the number 1 thing is, how do we give away our power when a judgment has been projected? What role does forgiveness play in all of this? Why is forgiveness important? Why should I forgive, as principle number 4, the person who has just hurt me or devastated me? What meaning does it have for me? How do I lift the veil of pain when something or someone has hurt me so devastatingly to my core? And does it happen overnight? What is this thing called forgiveness? And then principle number 5. What is our own limited belief system? What we believe is how far we project into the future of what we want to do. If you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in us? What is it that you are vibrating out in your belief systems to help you navigate through the course of life to the goals and the vision that you hold for yourself? Principle number 6. Where and how am I powerful? Where do I hold my power? What makes me powerful? Power is not about control over someone, demeaning or belittling or stepping on someone. I definitely come from the area of how I treat people is how I want to be treated. So how do I stand in my power and declare that I am powerful without it taking the course of hurting or belittling or demeaning anybody else? And the last principle that this course embraces is I am powerful. And what does that mean? How do I leverage and utilize all of the teachings that I had from the previous principles to the culmination of navigating through life, of noticing what's important, of standing in my truth, and of standing on a solid foundation of who I am, what I do, and what I am able to bring to the table. I have this saying called, dream a beautiful dream or you will be dreamt. Which means that if you don't hold a vision of success and achievement and love for yourself, then what you do is you end up being dreamt, which means that the judgments projected onto you, the things that other people see you do, is what you try to fulfill. And you're being dreamt because it's not your vision. It's someone's vision of you. It's not your core strength. It's what somebody perceives your core strength to be. You must hold a vision for yourself so that life can become a walk to that vision. So that achievements can be made based on what you see yourself achieving. But if you don't hold that vision for yourself, then what you are merely doing is existing within life. And I want to contribute. I want to leave a legacy. And my legacy is being that guide for those of you who may be listening that want more than what we have in life, that want more than existing, that want to be able to leave a contribution to humanity, to your families, to yourself, because you deserve to. Because it's who you are at the core of your being, the best version of you. And isn't that what we all want, is the best version of ourselves? Moving through life, engaging in relationships, standing in our truth on a solid foundation of our own creation. Until we do the work, we are dreamt. It is up to us to take hold of that which we can control, which is self, and do the work of allowing our vulnerabilities to sometimes become our strengths. for creating a solid foundation such that when we speak, we command listening, that our fears do not intrude upon our navigation through life, that judgments don't define who we are if they are not true, that our limited belief isn't going to make us get in our own way, that forgiveness allows us to lift the veil of pain and hurt as we look at life, and that we can look at life in its beauty. And that being powerful, again, is not controlling others, but to be able to stand in our truth, who we are and what we choose to bring to this beautiful thing called life. So when and if you choose to engage in empower, achieve, succeed through self-mastery and learn the 7 principles, of which we would stage 1 principle a week for 7 weeks, you will be learning the life lessons that can change its course. It did for me. I worked in a corporate job for 20 years, and I took the leap at the age of 48. And right now, I'm coming to you from Africa. And I can truly state that I have lived the dreams and the vision that I have held for myself. And I am still living it. After visiting 40 countries, after sharing and learning from people across the world, after engaging in many cultures, I've learned what empowerment means across the board and what we hold universally united together. We are all powerful and we all have a voice. We are all love at the core of our being. We all want to live a good life. And most of all, everything we need, no matter what culture, no matter what, is within us, not external to us. So are you ready? Do you want to take the leap? You don't have to do it alone. Empower, achieve, succeed through self-mastery is here for you. And it is my honor to work with you through the 7 principles in order to engage. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you so much, Enolia. This was so beautiful. Thank you so much for all that you shared here. I really love how you emphasize the power of our words and our agency, our power to choose. We are so much more powerful than we've been told, right? And you're really speaking to that on so many levels, in so many different ways here. And yeah, it's been so beautiful to listen to you share here. And so what does everybody think? Does this sound good to you? I would love to hear in the comments. What do you think about what Dr. Enolia has shared here today? How did it move in you? What part was your favorite? We would love to know. And we will have time for Q&A in just a little bit. So if you have any specific questions for her, you are very welcome to ask them soon. Leslie says, beautiful. That's great. And yeah, everybody is probably busy typing. So, go ahead and write, everybody, what are your thoughts? How has this moved in you as you've been listening to this wonderful share and presentation? And so I am just delighted to announce that there is an amazing opportunity coming up to spend 7 weeks with Dr. Enolia and to really fully immerse in this wisdom that she has shared here today in a very beautiful way, in a very practical way, in a very embodied way. And so let me share more about that with all of you. And so I'm going to share the details of this opportunity. And Dr. Enolia, you are welcome to jump in at any time if you want to say more about any piece that I'm sharing here.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will put the link to this in the chat here on Zoom and YouTube right now so that anybody who would like to can jump in and check it out, now and even after the call is over. You may want to keep exploring more. But this is the wonderful opportunity that is coming up to really be held in a very sacred container with Dr. Enolia and to learn in depth her Empower, Achieve, Succeed through Self-Mastery method. Let me put that link in the YouTube chat too. There we go. Okay. Hi, Lauren Rose over on YouTube. Beautiful. Okay, so everybody, here is the amazing opportunity, and you can come here and really read and explore more about the course at your own pace. All right, but what we want you to know is that this concept of cultivating self-mastery and really connecting with your own agency, connecting with your own power is so incredibly important at this time, right? As we're all feeling there are so many forces that are, it can make us feel afraid or can make us feel powerless or can put us into a reactionary state of being. But we don't have to live that way. I love how you said, Dr. Enolia, we do not have to go into the drama.
No, we don't. We don't. And see, the thing about it is that some of the things that we've been doing all throughout our life, we've been programmed to do, So like, even if you choose to break up with someone, who says it has to be an argument? Who says that nasty words have to be thrown back and forth? Who says that we can't meet each other at a beautiful place and celebrate each other and say what's good about it? And so even though we might be going different directions, that it doesn't have to be nasty, right? All of these things are programming types of things that we've learned or observed. And so we've already assumed that, well, this is how it has to be because it's always been like that. And anybody I've encountered, that's what they do. And that's not necessarily the case. When you truly are empowered and you understand the power of your words and you understand that you don't have to be provoked into a conversation that doesn't serve you. It truly is powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And this is part of the resilience, that is so important for us to build during these times because we're going through times of great change. People are very emotional and things are very polarized, as you've said. And so then we can choose to come back to ourselves and the calm center and not be taken off guard by all of that. So it's just relevant right now. So important. So here is a beautiful quote from Dr. Enolia. Learn how to walk consciously through life, stand in your power and authentic truth, and dare to embark on your visions with confidence, grace, and ease. Yes, yes to all of that. Okay, so here is what you will learn and experience during this amazing 7-week experience. You'll increase your self-confidence and understanding of your personal truth. You'll enhance your leadership skills and clarity of values. You'll learn strategies for handling judgment and reclaiming personal power. You'll improve your focus, attention, and conscious decision-making. You'll gain resilience to view challenges as opportunities for growth. That's a really big one. That's so important. And you'll be a part of a community of like-minded people where you can be your unique, authentic self. So this is just amazing. Is there anything else you want to say about what people will come away with after attending your course?
So then you'll start looking at things differently. We tend to look at things one way, right? So if I'm sitting here in a chair and I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you. But if I was standing in my chair, that's a different viewpoint. If I was lying down, that's a different viewpoint. If I was standing behind you, that's a different viewpoint. We don't tend to exercise looking at different viewpoints when we're looking at different points to understand. And being able to look 360 degrees, 180 degrees for that matter, can change everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So this will be a space where you can break through your challenges, your barriers, and your self-limitations. And you're going to be really beautifully guided through these 7 principles. So you have a map, you have a roadmap, and you will be guided at every step on the journey. So this is going to be really, really beautiful. I love this image of you with the water in the drum.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody is welcome to come and read. I'm going to go ahead and share the curriculum next, although I think maybe this is really important to share about, Dr. Enolia, the work that you've done with different Indigenous communities and how you've learned from them over many years. Would you like to say a little bit more about that? Because I feel that Indigenous perspective, as we're talking about perspectives, it is such an important perspective for us to return to, and you really carry this in such a powerful way.
So in order to engage and develop, empower, achieve, succeed, it really is a culmination of my experiences from different Indigenous communities across the board. I have a book called The 7 Principles of Self-Mastery that goes into detail with it. But what it was is that grandmother is an affectionate term for elder, and these particular elders from Indigenous communities saw something in me and were able to embrace me and take me under their wing and teach me. My very first one, grandmother Isabel Mwasagi of the Ojibwe Nation, was my very first teacher. Grandmother Shirley of the Lakota, grandfather Lynch Archuleta of the Yaqui Indians, grandmother Maria Resaburu of the Apache. I mean, and then I jump into New Zealand and the Waitaha and learning from Chief Tapurahoe and the grandmothers there. And it actually spans all over the world. And so you'll notice that the program that I've talked about, we're not going to talk about religion. We're not going to talk about anything that would disrespect anybody in a cultural sense. But what we are going to discuss and where the change comes from is inside self. And has anyone ever been able to really look inside themselves and understand how to take inventory of who we are inside? And this is what I've learned from my elders. And then the love of going through each one of the cultures and learning something, and then coming full circle into the very first grandmother who I learned from was the one who initiated me into a grandmother. So my spirit name is Changing Times Woman, or Changing Times Kwe, as stated in the Ojibwe. And, you know, we, as you know, Star Feather, are given the names of that which we are and that which the other side sees us as. And so that's what I'm seen as, is the woman that comes in and changes times. So I'll leave it at that.
So beautiful. Yes, yes, you are here to guide us in these changing times. Amazing. Okay, thank you for sharing that. So let's look at the curriculum and the timing of this course so everybody watching can see if this is aligned for them and their schedule. So this will be 7 classes taught over 7 weeks, and each class will hold a new principle for you. And so this class will have both pre-recorded lessons on video that you'll receive each week, starting on April 22nd, and you'll receive those each Monday. So that's coming up really soon. So you'll get lesson 1 on Monday, if you join now or over the weekend. And then you will get to meet in a live Q&A session with Dr. Enolia the following Sunday. So on Sunday, April 28th, you will get to meet with her live and discuss and ask all your questions about the content of lesson 1 and principle 1. And then we'll go forward, of course, through all the weeks with that format. And so you can see here, there's so much that you will receive in every lesson and every week. And so you'll have so much to support you. Okay. I love that you have the music, inspirational music to empower and uplift you. How beautiful. And lots of, practices, affirmations to really help you integrate and embody what you're learning. So the live calls will be held on Sundays at 10 a.m. New York time. You can see the different time zones here, lots of time zones involved, of course. And let's look at the individual lessons and principles, and then each date. So for class 1, the video lesson will be sent to you on April 22nd, and you'll have the live Zoom class on 28th, the Q&A with Dr. Enolia. So would you like to say a few words about this first class, Dr. Enolia, Foundational Tools Introduced, Know and Understand the Power of Words?
Yes, the power of words is really, really important. We bring into understanding the resonance and the vibration and how it impacts us. We also bring in the foundational tools of what is going to be used throughout the whole program. And those tools are key. And you're going to say, well, I've known these tools, but how do you use them? How does it impact? And how can you use them to change and leverage the direction your life goes? So I'm excited to teach that. I can't wait. I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to wait.
That's great. That's great. Yes, it sounds like it's really a paradigm shift, like taking what we know and just making that shift so we can address it in a very different way. Beautiful. So for class 2, it will be around the principle of we are capable of redefining fear. Would you like to say a few words about that?
Yeah, redefining fear is very, very important, because what we are afraid of, have we really deep dove into where it starts from and why? Okay. Sometimes what we will come to terms and realize is that because others were afraid of it, we just inherited what we perceived or what we saw. And then also that we can put fear in our own terms. How do we define fear? And then how do we define what we are afraid of versus the emotion of fear? So we're gonna do a lot of deep diving and talking about that.
Amazing. Okay, and then class 3 is I keep my power by releasing judgment. Could you tell us?
Yes, when we talk about judgment, we give away our power all the time. And what we're going to do is we're going to discuss how we give away our power, the physical act of what we do that gives away our power. Okay. And then what we do, what happens when judgment is projected onto us, and the act that takes place that shifts why we take judgment the way we do. So we're going to really hone in on some of these pieces and define them. But the beauty about this is that, and I forgot to say this actually when you started with even the power of words, is the reason that it's done week by week is because the homework that you're going to do and the practicing that you're going to do are the homeworks and practicings that shift you away from the habits, that shift you away so that you can embed this in your lifestyle, so that you'll always be shifted And that's why I use the term shift and not change, because change can be temporary and then you change again, and then you change again, and then you change again. But when you shift away from something, you truly draw a new course in life.
Amazing. Yes, absolutely. And I can really feel how each module is going to build on the last, right? And so then
Yeah.
we're transformed more and more at each step of the way. Okay, and then class 4, forgiveness is freedom.
And this is really important in the respect of how we choose to see life and how we perceive life and why we perceive it the way we do. And is it serving us in the perceptions that we take on board? So this one is a really, really profound discussion, and it depends on what has taken place in your life, whether early in childhood or as of last week. This is a very, very important discussion.
Okay, very powerful. Yes. And freedom is ultimately what we're all seeking, right? Really, the freedom to be who we really are, to do what we love, to feel joy in our life, you know? So it feels like this is the key. So really beautiful. Okay, and then class 5 is reclaim your power, let go of limiting beliefs.
You know, this one is near and dear to my heart because, like, I was told that I couldn't write when I was in high school, that my writing was rudimentary at best, and that, you know what, maybe I should take basic writing courses before I even went to college. And I am the author of 4 books. 4. And so some of the things that I held on to that, I held on. I didn't write my books until I was in my early 50s. And I had to hold on to that. And when I finally let it go is when the books came. We can't believe all of the judgment that was projected onto us throughout our lives. And when we hold on to that belief system of it, how much has it truly limited us? How much have we altered our life because we believe something somebody said, and we don't even know what their intention was behind it? So this is a powerful section. Really, really powerful section.
What a powerful example in your life experience of these things that we're told that are just lies and illusions from the beginning, right? But then we take them as truth because we're young or we're learning, you know, and how amazing that you have just completely broken free from that in every way. So beautiful. Okay, and then class 6, recognize when you need to get out of your own way.
Yes, recognizing when you need to. Well, first of all, when people say you're in your own way, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm in my own way. It means the limited beliefs that I have are altering me from moving through where I need to be and how I need to perceive myself. So it's really, really, really important that we understand what it means, what it is that's in our way, that we've grabbed hold, and then knowing how to move and navigate past it.
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we have class 7, standing in your power.
Oh, yes. By now, you know all of the tools, you know how to utilize them, you know how to navigate, you know the shifts that have taken place in your life, and you know how to keep them. You know how to leverage every single thing so that you are walking consciously forward at all times. And then your foundation is strong, it's solid. You have done the work, and you will continue to do the work. And that, in and of itself, is powerful.
Yes, so amazing. And I can just really feel how this builds every class. And then by the end, the way that each person, each student is going to feel will be so different, right? Being able to feel our power, having released those limiting beliefs or seen them for what they are so we can move ahead. It just really puts you in a completely different place to live your life from, right? Yeah, amazing. Okay, so we want to share with you all the investment for the course. Now, this is a very valuable course that Dr. Enolia has been developing for years and has really put together in a very, very amazing, beautiful way. Now, so this full price of this program, the value is $963. We have a really special announcement here that in the spirit of sacred economics, we are offering this program on a donation basis. We do not want anybody to be excluded from taking this course if they are called to it for financial reasons, really for any reason at all. So we're removing that financial barrier. So come and, check out this page. We have some suggested donation amounts depending on what your financial situation might be, because we often, when we offer donation-based programs, we get people writing in and saying, well, how much should I give? I want to be respectful, but maybe I'm on a limited budget. So we have some suggestions here for depending on where you are financially and what you need here. So you can take these into consideration and then really donate the amount that feels right for you, that feels aligned with your heart and your financial needs at this time. So you can come here to this page, just click the button. You'll be able to submit your donation and join Dr. Enolia's wonderful course and begin the journey as soon as Monday, April 22nd, when we will send out the first lesson. So let me put this link back into the chat, make sure everybody has access to check out the page and send in your donation if you're ready. Here is that link in Zoom. And here is that link in YouTube. And if you're watching the replay later on, just look a little bit below the video in the description field and you will find the link there in the YouTube description. So we can go to Q&A now, but I do just want to pause before we do. Is there anything else, Dr. Enolia, that you would want to say about the course? And I'll just actually stop sharing the screen so we can see you. Is there anything else you would want to say before we go to the Q&A?
So I would basically say this. You may feel that this resonates with you, or you may feel that it resonates with someone else. And I would share that you share this with someone else. As a energy practitioner, as a grandmother, as everything else, I know that this is work higher than myself. And I don't want to see anyone shut out of it. It's an opportunity. And that's why I'm here with you, Jocelyn, because it is an opportunity. And I wanted to grace this to those that needed it. So this is the time to take advantage of this opportunity, no matter where you are, what walk of life that you're going through. If you want to shift that pathway, this is the time to take advantage.
Yeah, so beautiful, so beautiful. And we really do want this course to go out to all those who need it everywhere in the world. And again, that's why we have made it donation-based in the spirit of sacred economics, so nobody would be left out of it for financial reasons. So yes, share it widely, everybody, with anybody that you think might appreciate it or might really be ready to have their lives shifted by these 7 powerful principles. Okay, so I want to open everything up for Q&A here, and we can take Q&A through the chat on the Zoom webinar or through the live chat on YouTube. So if you have a question about anything that you've heard here today, a question for Dr. Enolia about her work, a question about the course, go ahead and ask your question now. So you can just type it into the chat and we will take a look at the questions. I do see somebody here on the Zoom chat has your hand raised, and we're not going to bring people over on video today in the live call. So if you do have a question, anyone with your hand raised, just go ahead and write your question in the chat and we will address it that way. So let me check over on YouTube as well. Welcome everybody attending live on YouTube. Glad to see you all here. Okay. And I would just love to know in the chat, who is feeling the power of this? as far as our agency, our power to choose, our power to not get stuck in the drama, right? More of this in their life. Go ahead and write yes in the chat. We would love to know. Okay. And Kathleen is saying, I'd love to know the significance of 963, which is that number that is the full value of your course and your background in mathematics. Would you like to share about that?
So thank you for that question. I have a degree from the University of Massachusetts, and I was a mathematics major. I'm currently studying linguistics, and I study the trivium and quadrivium. And for those of you who might not know what that is, in mystery schools, initiates had to learn a certain amount of things before they were accepted into the mystery school. And that actually is the 7 liberal arts. And those 7 liberal arts are logic, rhetoric, grammar, astronomy, music, geometry, and arithmetic. And that allowed them to study and lay a foundation for metaphysical. And so basically, it's funny that you picked up on the 963, which is a reverse of 369, which is one of the sacred numbers, Tesla's secret too. Yes, and I know exactly that's why I selected it. And so that was just a little sacred piece that I had in background. And it's nice that you picked up on it. So that you'll find that everything that we do, there's a sacred, an ancient and sacred way by which you will learn from me. There's always something sacred in there, because the indigenous have always had the knowledge to rise and lift our energy. And you know what happens is that we progress and we modernize everything, and then we think that we know better, and we poo-poo the ancient knowledge and the sacred knowledge. And bottom line is that they are the foundation. So you will learn ancient knowledge with me.
Amazing. Amazing. I can see the codes are woven into these teachings, the ancient mystery codes. That's so beautiful. And this community, the Sacred Planet community, really values that ancient wisdom and the indigenous wisdom that you bring. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, let's see. We have a question over on the YouTube chat. So Lauren Rose is asking, what is the difference between your book and the course? What'd you say?
My book is going to tell you what I went through and what experience that took place within my life for me to come up with the principle. So how would I be a good teacher to you if I hadn't experienced the very things that I'm teaching? And so my life, actually, the books that I learned, or the books that I wrote, are actually my life experiences, and basically the self-help piece that came from my life experiences. So my first book, Enolia, How I Found My Sovereign Voice from My Grandmother Elder, is really all of the mistakes I made coming from corporate and learning indigenous teachings, and how I put my foot in my mouth, and how I learned compassionate leadership right off the bat from there. And book 2 summarize all of my chapters from my first book, so that the reader can learn from my mistakes and then basically apply those same questions that I asked myself in those moments to their lives, along with affirmations. So those were the first 2 books. And then book 3 was like, okay, here are the 7 principles. Here are the stories behind the 7 principles, and how I came up with them, and the most important pieces that I learned in culminating these 7 principles. Hopefully that'll answer your question.
Beautiful. Yes. And it seems like then the course is different than that, because in the course, you're guiding everyone to really experience and embody it for themselves.
Yes. So you'll understand what the principle is, but the course is actually deep dives and teaches you how to apply the principle in your life.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. So I think too, it's so interesting and important to this subject matter that you're teaching here, that you were in corporate before, right? That
Yes,
you've
I
been in
was.
that paradigm as well. And so you understand, because I know there are so many people in this community that are looking to get out of that corporate job or get out of that mainstream, profession, or maybe not even to get out of it, but feeling, the polarity of the shamanic realms and the liminal realms that we want to spend more time in, versus having to give part of our energy to this mainstream world or corporate world, right? So the fact that you understand all sides of that is really valuable and really important.
Thank you. And it's true. It's not an easy road to navigate, and it's not an easy road to take the leap and to walk away from all that you know, and just do a 180-degree turn and say, this is not my life. This is not how I choose to live my life. And many people get there and then they feel stuck and they don't know where to go. And that's why I actually wrote this and created this methodology. It was actually Spirit came through me with this to say, this is how you're going to navigate it. This is how you're going to share with others so that they can navigate too.
Beautiful. Okay, let's see. I don't see any more questions right at the moment. If anybody has a question, ask it now. Now is your chance. And yeah, does anybody have any other questions about the course, any specific details, logistics, that kind of thing? Let us know. So the registration for the course, let me reference the page to make sure I'm telling you correctly here. So registration for the course closes at the end of the day on April 25th. So that's 1 week from today, as we're recording this, Thursday, April 25th. So be sure, if you want to join, can join right now, or if not, be sure to join by April 25th at the very latest. We will need to close down registration at that point. And be sure to share it with people early on, share it with people now so they can have that week to think about it and consider it. So we really appreciate you sending it to those who this might be really valuable for. So is there anything else, Dr. Enolia, that you want to say in closing before we end our call today? And I just want to say it has been such a pleasure to be with you. It's such a pleasure to spend time with you. And I feel your wisdom and your brilliance around all of this radiating through. It's so powerful. So thank you for bringing your light and all of your learnings and experiences over the years and the wisdom and the lineages that you carry. Thank you for bringing that all to us and to our community here. We are truly honored to be here with you.
Thank you. And I just have to tell you how great a pleasure it's been working with you and your wonderful team. I love your team. Thank you, because it doesn't work. And I think that I would leave individuals with this, the very thing that we're doing here and presenting to you, the way of embracing a course that's just going to bring you the ability to walk consciously through life and to love self fully. And that when we do that and when we engage others, we're stronger together. We're just stronger together, stronger working together, stronger building together, and stronger presenting together. That is so important. And, we're not afraid to sit in circle. We don't have to upstage one another. There's so much more to life than what we've been taught. And in order to embrace new views, we have to embrace new teachings. And so that which we want to bring together to the full audience of those who are ready, we're here, we're waiting for you. So I'll leave it at that.
Yay, what a beautiful welcome. And yes, we are so much more powerful than we've been told. I just love that this is at the core of what you share. Yeah, amazing. And I want to say I am just so amazed at the miraculous way that the technology turned back on, came back through, went the whole way for the whole presentation and all of our conversation here. That's amazing. Thank you, Mercury.
Thank
And
you.
thank you to all of our guides here.
Yes.
Clearly, your message was meant to be heard despite any technical difficulties along the way. So I just love it. It's fantastic. Okay. Well, thank you, Dr. Enolia. Thank you, everybody here attending live. It's been wonderful to share space with you and feel your energy. Thank you, Ami and Kathleen, our amazing team, multi-galactic course managers. Thanks for being on with us and all that you do. This team does so much to support behind the scenes and make all of this happen. They're so amazing. I'm so grateful to be working with them. Yeah, they really work some magic. So thank you all for being here. And thanks to those watching this later as a recording. Thank you for also lending your energy afterwards. And so much love to all of you. Please do go ahead and check out this amazing program. If you're feeling the call, sign up. I can tell it's going to be amazing. I want to take part in it for sure. So thank you again, Dr. Enolia, and we can't wait to begin your course on the 22nd.
You're so welcome. And it's my honor and my pleasure. And thank you out there for those of you who choose to do it.
Wonderful. Okay. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Mwah. Lots of love.